Hello and welcome to this reading. In the background, Warren Zevon is playing. Something Strikes Up the Band. I couldn't hear the. Sounded like Johnny, but I'm not sure. Anywho, I'm gonna do a quick read here. I believe we're coming upon the half moon, so halfway through our moon cycle. And ooh, it's very nice and clear out too if you're a stargazer. So highly recommend if that's something you can do, especially Memorial Day weekend. You can go camping, right? That's coming up next month. Not too late to get that planning in order. It's about 6 weeks away, right? Anyway. Dead & Company's final tour this year. Root Chakra, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. The final tour with Mayer. So that was kind of the creation of Dead & Company. Oh, yeah. And some people are going to be heartbroken about it, right? Because, a lot of people have met a lot of friends during this configuration, but, sometimes it's time to end things, right? And new cycles begin. And the Queen of Swords is kind of famous for, kind of putting the foot down. Now, so perhaps this could provoke other projects. But for the moment, it might be a little bit of a gut check. Okay. Now, let's continue. Is this a read about tour? I never know, This is why sometimes I avoid doing these because I'm like, wait, is this going to go in this way or that? And now here we are. Although I was talking to a friend of mine about a tour and he's getting his stuff ready. The King of Pentacles, and confirming that it does start over in LA. That's what I thought, but anywho. King of Pentacles in the heart chakra. My, oh my. Somebody wants to show you a big diamond ring. I mean, if anybody could, it's the King of Pentacles, right? Yeah, and what better way to seal that up, right? Change the shape and then maybe it'll fit the heart a little bit better. Is that what's going on here? The balance of the two. The King of Pentacles in the heart chakra with the Three of Swords in the solar plexus. Now, keeping on going to the throat chakra. Our communication portal, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, did I say too much? Yeah. Wow. Or did I say too little? Because Ace of Swords. Now, sometimes, they always say like 80-90 percent of communication's nonverbal. Like was the statistic anyway when I was in college way back when. Now, the Ace of Swords is about truth, victory, winning, basically, and justice. So again, air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So this could be speaking to you. You could be speaking to one. But a perhaps sudden victory may be announced in your favor. I'll say that. Whoever this reading is for. Right now, we have a King and Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords. So, what's been cut out, I'm not necessarily certain here. If that is a related storyline. I'm not sure if we're going to dip into that or not. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, I need a Kleenex. Okay, now I'm back. Next up, the third eye. So, the truth is out there. You ever watch the X-Files? The Ace of Swords. Maybe the truth of a situation regarding this Three of Swords. You know what I mean? Maybe that's going to be something that's communicated, and especially since this is a sword, that's an air sign. Okay, trait there. Okay. Emperor, Aries in the third eye. Boy, oh boy. So you got this King of Pentacles here, and now you have this Emperor, which, you know, if you're going to pick your highest vision, what would you visualize for yourself? If you were a divine feminine seeking a divine masculine, you'd visualize an Emperor, and vice versa, you'd visualize an Empress, which check out my previous reading in which I mentioned the Empress using the Grateful Dead tarot cards. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I need a massage so bad. Anyway, I was cleaning my camper today, so, you know, trying to get ready for, in case I do some readings while I'm out and about. Let's see, bottom of the deck, Capricorn. This Capricorn just keeps popping up, reading after reading after reading, but it's always in the same position at the bottom of the deck, which means it's past energy. So to me, the readings that I do, that's, you know, is my instructions. So that's the rule that I follow. Because if it needs to be said there, then it'll appear at the top, and then it will be interpreted in that manner. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see here. King of Swords. My, oh my. So we have Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, an Emperor, and a King of Swords at the crown. Wearing his crown, right? Now, the King of Swords, you know, this is his sword of truth here. That's what makes him the king, because he's justified. The Justice card also being Libra energy. Okay, another air sign. Yes. Then Gemini, Aquarius as well. Let's keep going, shall we? Thank you. Oh boy, oh boy. Eight of Swords. So perhaps there was a Queen of Pentacles that there was a situation where it wasn't flourishing in the way that it needed to be. You know. And to be honest, it was a little down and dirty, you know. The Eight of Swords also appeared in my last reading. And it appeared opposite, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it appeared opposite the Four of Wands, and I commented in that reading, could there be two more opposite cards in the deck? I mean, going from the Eight of Swords to the Four of Wands. So the way to interpret this here, with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, they always say the first card the strongest, so that's, you know, the impression that comes through, right? And that's a very earthly sign here. All right, and the Earth Mother, the Empress, appeared in the last reading as well. So, and here's now the Emperor. This Emperor could be a King of Swords. It could also be a King of Pentacles. Here in your, but right now it seems that maybe this King of Swords, because this Ace of Swords is here, might be the one that's going to be coming through. And I'm feeling something like in my teeth, you know, like... And that's the communication. Okay. So, Queen of Swords with King of Wands. Man, this... Talk about the big board today, right? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, but Emperor's over here, right? And that's Aries as well. So this might be an astrological leaning reading. I mean, maybe this Queen of Swords cut off a King of Wands, too. again, the King of Wands is kind of that. I mean, I'm not going to say he's like a bad king, but there could be situations where that he's more involved than the others. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why there's more than one kind of king, to seek the balance here, right? That the emperor holds. All right? And that's why it's appearing higher up in the chakras here in this alignment for this reading. So, Four of Cups that appeared in the last reading. When? Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, Three of Swords. I just love my little turtle pin. Isn't he cute? All right. Page of Pentacles. Seeking a new offer, right? And yeah, got to start somewhere. But now we have this King of Pentacles. Consider it seed money, I guess. Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. Somebody out there, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, could see you as the Queen of Wands, potentially a King of Pentacles, somebody who, in being in the heart chakra zone, somebody that's, you're setting them kind of on fire. All right? They're kind of letting you know. What's the song that's coming through that? I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Who sings that? Shape on me. That's something else. That's on the background radio, which, if you know me, you know I like that song. Anyway, Ace of Swords. Let's see. What are we clarifying, please? Whoa, you guys. Four of Wands. Remember what I mentioned talking about turning it around, and this appeared in the last reading. Like opposites attract kind of thing. It's almost like you're healing each other out of this. And I feel like the truth of the matter is going to be what's going to heal you, okay? And that's going to allow you to go up and start to visualize yourself in this emperor energy for whoever I'm talking to there that's in a masculine emperor type energy. And empress can be kind of, that's the divine feminine, but, like, an empress doesn't necessarily, like, she's self-made the same as an emperor is, okay? So, that's why this comes up so easily, right? Because boom, 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 boom. It's like, the tent. Like, you have the tent at the the festival. You put the two legs up, and then, it's a lot easier than building it from scratch, right? You already have the materials, and then you figured out how to assemble it together, and then there you are. Okay. And clarifying the Emperor, please. I usually don't read reversals, by the way. That's why my cards are all upright, which I prefer. The Chariot, Cancer, Moon. I just did a lot of Moonology cards in my last reading, so if that interests you, please check that out. Again, the Moon came out, and getting rid of those illusions and coming back to what like understanding what ails you so that you can come into what heals you, right? So you can master yourself, so that again you can say, yeah, here's my war stripes or whatever, right? What do they, the chevron, When I was in sports, we had those like things. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, yeah. I went to anyway. And the King of Swords. Aquarius popping out. Again, Aquarius popped out in the last reading, actually in the clarification spot of the crown chakra. So let's see. Here, King of Swords, what's going to happen now? That was a different deck. That was my Grateful Dead tarot deck. This is the Ethereal Visions deck. I have the boxes back here, so it's hard to see with the lighting setup. I have Judgment. So Judgment has been called upon the situation, right? And people are ascending into a peaceful, calm state, away from, kind of that, am I always going to feel that way, right? Like when you just don't want to get out of bed, right? And then you just have to have that big stretch, and then it's like, oh, now I got it, right? But like, the King of Swords is pretty, they always talk about the King of Pentacles being authoritarian, but talk about decisive. The King of Swords, and sometimes cutthroat. So like this is gonna be some brutal stuff, right? And then seeing the Judgment, like hate to be on the receiving end of that, right? But I don't. OMG, you guys. This motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. How do you like that, bitch? How do you like it? I feel so bad for the Capricorns. They get this rotten card. 15 may be significant to somebody. Again, the whole worship me attitude. Yeah, that is very low energy. It's very Knight of Wands. And remember, I did say something about the King of Wands earlier. So maybe that's why this offer was left in heartbreak, because it was so friggin' pitiful to begin with. Right? And then you get some BS like that. Psh, piss on it, right? Fuck this noise. God damn it. Tired of this fucking reading over and over again, right? Move on. Exactly. 10 of Swords. You cannot, it's like beating the dead horse. Yes, thank you. High Priestess. Somebody knows better. Again, the moon. See right through your BS. This is bottom of the deck. This is old news. Like, everyone has done moved on. 8 of Pentacles here. Everyone has done moved on. Okay? That's why the Queen of Pentacles appeared here at the bottom of the deck and as the strongest, because this is what's been going on. Right? When somebody else was asleep at the wheel, right? The Queen of Pentacles was working on her business. She's like, I got my bag. What do you think about that? Tiger's Eye. Grounding energy. Virgo. Capricorn. Taurus. If you look at my previous reading, you'll hear me say good things about both Capricorn and Taurus. Virgo came out a few reads ago also. Okay. Time for you to paint your own masterpiece, because you are the master of your own design, are you not? There's some new thing called like human design out there. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, it's some, there's new whatever. Anyway, King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Heavy came out in the previous reading. Knight of Cups as well. 2 of Cups. See, this is kind of the message that had been previous. But this is kind of, I feel like, who the players are. So if this is happening to you right now, I feel like this is more like resonating with more of the signs. Also, if you are somebody that follows Western astrology, consider, maybe invite, some of your friends over and be like, hey, do you guys do astrology? Let's do each other's charts or something. And no, there's different ways of calculating your chart. There's Western astrology. there's a whole nother hemisphere out there, because instead of the Western Hemisphere, there's the Eastern Hemisphere of the entire planet, which they call it Jyotish, the more like ancient Vedic way, which is very intricate. There's a lot to it. So, I kind of just scratched the surface in some of these readings. See, exactly, the Hermitage. This is something that requires a lot of study. I do recommend I think it's called Eat, Read, Love, Sal Biadora. He actually used to be a chef, and now he has a store in LA. I think it's in LA. Anyway, he's a reader that is on YouTube, and he, I believe, is the first person that a tarot reader that I heard that was actually talking about the different types of astrology. Usually, tarot, it doesn't, we're not trying to do astrology predictions, and I don't try and do that here. I may reference the moon because I pull the moon card, and, everybody knows. I mean, most people, anyway, that have paid attention a couple times, realize that wild things sometimes happen around the moon cycles. So, we just had a full moon, and now we're at a half moon. So it's kind of like now we're settling in. And now it's like, okay, now that I'm on my day-to-day business, right? All right, now I need to speak my truth and say, this is what I'm about, right? And this is what I'm going to be doing. And this is what's going to create my happy ending for me, right? Because it's different for everyone else. Again, 1111. This imagery is not by accident, right? In my, opinion, if you follow angel numbers and things like that. So 1111, a lot of people say is a manifesting number, an angel number. So definitely look that up. There's a lot of information about that. To me, it's like a gateway. It's a portal to see, for yourself, again, what is going to be your truth. So this is the Ace of Swords. So if there is one card out of this reading that you might want to look up the meaning to, I would say it would be the Ace of Swords, and especially since it's in the throat chakra. So this means that if you have trouble with communicating your needs, your wants, your desires, speaking your truth, not everybody is vocal. Some people are more introverted, believe it or not. I was, born very introverted and shy, but, and also I didn't have, I wasn't in a large family. So, I didn't have a lot of people pestering me all the time. I actually had a lot of quiet time as a child, which, might seem unusual for some people. That being said, like this, like around church time, I think it was, like my parents made me go and get the Sunday paper, like into the bookstore in town, and I was like so terrified to go in there and give them this like $1 for the newspaper that they had, because the counter was like a whole 1.5 feet probably higher than me at the time, and here I am, some little kid, like, hey, I need this. But after a while I got used to it, right? And then I wasn't so scared anymore. So conquering those fears, speaking the truth, having victory. This is a card actually that means victory as well. So if you are conquering your fears, again, selenite and tiger's eye may be really important for you. Again, tiger's eye for grounding, and then selenite. Be careful though about cleansing your crystals, like cleanse them in the moonlight, but you can maybe like wipe them with a cloth or something if they might get some gunk on them. But like selenite is actually dissolvable in water. So do your research on your crystals before you just go like dumping a bunch of rocks and water and stuff. And anyway, I think I'm going to close this reading out here. I'm trying to see the time, and it appears I have... it appears I do not have a... that'd be funny if I had one of those little tattoos on the finger or whatever. Anyway, rose quartz for your heart chakra as well. Well, since I keep talking about the moon, let's moonology it on out of here. My eyes are so dry right now. It almost feels like I'm still wearing contacts, and I've had eye surgery, but the weather's been changing, and I've been outside more, so I think my eyes are getting dry from like the wind and the sun exposure. I should be better at wearing my sunglasses when I'm outside. And away we go. Alright. Let's see how many cards I can get through here before it dips out on me. So my apologies if it cuts off. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment if this resonates with you. If you're like, oh my God, this is totally what's happening, right? I mean, sometimes when it hits, it hits. And it's funny that both the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands appear here, but in two separate fashions. But you could always flip the energies too. Like you could be actually more of, but I'm reading it as it came across. So, a fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries. Well, we're approaching a new moon, then in a couple weeks. We have this Emperor here, though, in the third eye. So maybe they have their eye on something here. Maybe the Emperor has actioned themselves, so now they're appearing in the third eye so that they can get into this chariot and be like, I'm coming home. You know what I mean? Like my work is done. I am, able to continue on. Okay. Yeah. Going here. A time for healing. Balsamic moon. So I don't know why the balsamic, that's just reminded me of like a dressing, and like tonight I actually made some dressing from it was like some pre-made ranch dressing that I had, and then I cut it with some tomatoes, like salsa, because salsa has vegetables, and just kind of to cut down on the calories and be more healthy. So a time for healing, cutting out the bad stuff in our life. Sometimes, those painful changes are necessary. So it's a good idea to, and for some people that could be the sexual healing, this, King of Wands energy. And, it's no mistake that it's appearing in the sacral chakra. For somebody, this may have been occurring with a Queen of Swords, possibly. I'm not certain. Yeah. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Exactly. And that's why that was at the bottom of the deck, because that hard winter is over, right? Like, if somebody's just like constantly at you trying to make things more difficult, you're like, you know what? I already kicked that thing's butt, and now I'm moving on to my next challenge very much, because that's what you do when you pass that grade. You move on to the next grade. Okay, and if some other people have to repeat things because they don't learn it, well, that's on them, but a Capricorn is not gonna stick around and waste their energy. They already did that, right? So yeah, balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So yeah, just relax, chill. I mean, it's not a big deal. This reminds me of the Pink Floyd, like but that's kind of like the globe, but it kind of looks like a fishbowl. I don't know. Anyway, don't live life in a fishbowl, right? Take a social media break if you have to. Get yourself some calm.